here with the definitive astrological landscape, or starscape, better yet. Um, we're going to be going over Pluto, Neptune, the slower moving planets, and then go into Saturn and Jupiter. But I just want this to be kind of the general backdrop that's been working its way for the past 5 years plus, and for the next 5 years plus. So starting with Pluto, there's been a lot of videos about this, I'm sure already, but like I said, the definitive take. So Pluto has been eroding our authoritative structures in our society, government and private institutions alike. And it's having us understand and greater articulate power dynamics within our institutions, and exposing hidden agendas within those institutions. Neptune has been flowing really well in Pisces. It's sextiles Pluto and Capricorn. And so this discovery is kind of unwelcome because Pluto is an idealist, and Neptune is an idealist and prefers looking at the better, nicer things in life, one love, empathy, and Pluto has just been hitting hard, straight where it hurts the most, job, career, duty, the institutions that you go to every day, the manifestation, the highest manifestation of our society, is what people have just been going after, attacking for the past, I think it's been like 10 years. It's going to be like 5 more years or 4 more years. So it's been rough, especially, for the government bodies, everyone hates the government, right? It's terrible, so terrible. And everyone's terrible. And I think an important thing to keep in mind is, I was reading Faust by Goethe, and there's a quote by Mephistopheles, and he says, "Light beautifies the bodies, yet bodies have fewer have ugh. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's get. Light beautifies the bodies, yet bodies have forever blocked its way, and so I hope it won't be long before all bodies are annihilated." Because Mephistopheles is the negator, right? And God, is the affirmer, the creator. So it's pretty interesting. I think that's like very that goes exactly well. It's a great analogy because everyone is trying to kind of just destroy society. Government, like capitalism isn't good enough. America isn't good enough, and I don't have an opinion about that. I do, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. It's just if you are going to do that, you need to have, like, because Pluto wants to destroy, and if you are going to destroy, you need to have something to provide as well, because then it's just going to be there's going to be a huge gap there. It's going to be void, and I don't think that helps anyone. I know that you have to destroy in order to create something new, but if you just destroy and have nothing, no alternative to create with, I think a lot of people would die in that situation. So for everyone that's getting hit real hard by that Pluto and Capricorn, maybe you're a Capricorn, maybe you're a Capricorn moon, or maybe you're an Aries or Cancer, or moons, but that is like definitely something to think about. If you are so motivated to destroy, then you need to have a solution, and your solution needs to be needs to be a good one, because the whole society is built is going to be built on whatever idea you're proposing. So I mean, that's like, think about that long and hard. And so anyways, so Neptune though is having a difficult time with this because it wants to see the better aspects of life. It wants to, the one love. It wants to feel good. It wants everyone to feel good and be harmonious and happy, and you know seeing these power dynamics and the exploitation that happens, right? And you know when it comes down to it too, like everyone does bad things, or everyone's gonna like mess up or abuse power, right? And so something to think about is just like, just because people are doing bad things in government doesn't mean that we have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But anyways, so Neptune has a difficult time handling these things, and we need to, and also, so then the problem is that people might kind of default into the drug mentality, right? Like weed legalization, and it seems like nowadays everyone wants everything legalized for drugs. So that's like escapism. And some people disagree, right? That's the answer to my problems. That's gonna save me. That's gonna solve. Marijuana it helps you see the light or something, and like see God and nature, and like, yeah, man, so cool. But or like acid, man, like shrooms. And I'm not saying those things don't have like some use, but I mean, you know, I think you could abuse anything, so definitely something to think about. And if you're using those things and neglecting responsibilities, so that you're not independent, I mean, that could be something to think about if it's actually doing you harm. But yeah, so those two forces are flowing together, but due to Neptune's idealistic nature and Pluto's ruthlessness in Capricorn, hitting us right where you cannot avoid the 10th house. I mean, it's your highest good, your highest manifestation. So that's like, those two things can't be avoided. And now with Saturn entering Capricorn, I mean, it's really, especially when they conjunct, which is in a couple, like a year and a half or something, that's going to be we're going to see exactly how far the destruction is going to go when those two planets conjunct, because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. I mean, it is the authoritative presence within yourself. It is the structure, it is the discipline, the responsibility, the very form, of our bodies. So once Saturn hits, Pluto, it's going to be, I mean, it's going to make, Saturn makes things real, and with it conjuncting Pluto, it's going to be making that ruthlessness, that destruction, that raw, intense power real in our society at its like peak. I mean, that's going to be the peak of Pluto in Capricorn. So, and I think that's a year and a half. I think it's the new year of 2020, but I could be wrong on that. But so that is going to be the true test of how far this rabbit hole is really going to go. So that should be interesting. We'll see. We'll see. But and then I thought it was really interesting. The correlation between the Me Too movement and Jupiter in Scorpio, because obviously I'm sure a lot of Scorpio rules like really secrets and the hidden agendas and sex, but like not just fun sex or like hookup sex, but like a serious relationship sex, and or just like power dynamics within a sexual relationship, so like boss or abusing a sexual situation with someone below them. And so I thought that was really interesting that those two things correlated as they did. And Jupiter going into it's going to be going to Sagittarius in a couple months. So I have a feeling, or not that I have a feeling, but those things that the Me Too movement advocated or brought to light, those things that they made the public aware of, are going to be within Sagittarius. I mean, those things are going to start. There's going to be laws as a result of that advocation or that awareness. So in the next year, you're going to start seeing laws about bosses abusing their roles, their power, and that right now, in Scorpio, it is sextiling Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, not quite Saturn, it's not there yet, and then it's trining Neptune. So right now, all these energies are really flowing really well together, and so that's kind of like the general landscape. And I know I kind of focused on political, but that's because well, one, everyone seems to like politics these days, even though this channel is definitely not going to be about politics. But this is just the societal collective, you know, energies right now. This is kind of the background plane that we are all having our lives work within, because Pluto, Neptune, Uranus are kind of more impersonal energies. They're not things that we tend to have within our personalities very active, So Saturn and Jupiter are more personal, but that's kind of like where they meet, and that's why I talked about it. But so that's kind of just the background of like what our daily lives are operating on. And so, in the coming weeks, I'll be making weekly videos about just like Sun through Mars, Mercury, Venus, Moon, like where they're at, and like week by week. But I kind of wanted to make this video first so that we're all on the same page about like what is going on in the background, affecting these energies. And so, oh, and then Uranus just went into Taurus. But I actually don't have much to say about Uranus and Taurus. That'll be maybe another video. It's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I think it's really interesting, and I look forward to making more videos and getting hopefully more in depth in these things. So have a nice day, guys, and peace.